From the F3 Nation podcast studios.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the COT Podcast, connecting the packs of F3 Nation through fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Andrew Maggio, 35, Wirebiter.
Mike Kirkos, 35, Saganaki.
Michael Barrett, 40, Rep Sleepy.
Peter Ranky, 63, Bambi.
COT Podcast starts right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Circle of Trust podcast. Today is Tuesday, July the 1st. Brand new month. News of the Nation. We got the State of the Nation address coming to you July 22nd. Met with SLT yesterday. We're looking forward to talking with everybody, and we're excited about that opportunity. Make sure you put that on the calendar. For me, it's I know it's 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Probably doesn't apply to you, but make sure you take a look at that. We'll push out an email, give you a little bit more directions, and that you should find that in your inbox in the next couple of days. Today, we are rolling through this summer. I think we've talked previously about how quickly in the summertime we just have this idea that we have all this time to go spend with our families. And next thing you know, it's July 1 and summer's half over, and we're starting to talk about school coming back up again and getting those physicals done. But one thing that's been around for quite a while is a camp, F3 Dad's Camp. I believe that's over in Lake Wylie. I've got some guys in here to talk about that today. We got Country Roads and Silent Bob. I'm going to turn the mic over. You guys want to introduce yourself, tell us about who you are, and maybe the history of this camp, and tell us all about it.
Yeah, I'll get started here. And first, Huckleberry, thank you very much for having myself and Silent Bob on. You know, we're representing the Lake Wylie F3 region in South Carolina. And we're really excited just to get on and talk a little bit about the 13th annual. So this camp has been going on for 13 years. This is the 13th year. It's going to be August 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's an overnight camp for dads to bring their children and 2.0s just to spend quality time. And we'll talk more about that here, but really that's why we're here today. And I'll flip it over to Silent Bob, and he can kind of talk and introduce himself and a little bit of some of the history that's led up to this camp.
All right. How are you guys? Good evening. Silent Bob here. I just wanted to, thanks for having us on, talk about Dad's Camp, kind of get it out there, get the word. A lot of regions have been coming for quite some time. Like Country said, it's been about 13 years. We on our leadership side have been running it for this is our third year, I believe, Country, doing
Yes.
So we took the flag handoff, and we kind of felt like because we're local, like that camp is like literally in our backyards, that we should kind of own this a little bit and kind of show up and, you know, turn it into something that, you know, we thought was good. And we're taking feedback from some of the people who have participated. We're really excited. And, you know, we just wanted to kind of, you know, establish the effect of what it takes to be a leader in your family, and kind of come out here and be with your 2.0s and show them, you know, what F3 has done for us. And also just kind of have a great time, right? And just be kids again and go back to camp. So I've always looked at it as an experience to where if you missed out on the summer camp experience when you were, you know, a kid and you never had that experience, guess what? We're giving you a second chance. So you can come on in and sign up and just come see us and, you know, have a great time.
Yeah, just to jump in there a little bit, just kind of talking about the camp in general. So it's hosted at the YMCA Camp Thunderbird, just right on the lake of Lake Wylie, South Carolina. And like Silent Bob said, it's a great opportunity for a father and their 2.0s to just take a break from the whirlwind of life, unplug from electronics, you know, go get in a cabin and just enjoy activities together. The camp itself is just an amazing camp, but this is a really opportunity for fathers and their 2.0s to spend quality time together with other men that have the F3 values, and really just about being a leader in your home and a leader in your family and a leader in your community. And we do try to weave in all three F's in the part of the camp experience. So obviously, you know, Saturday morning, we're waking up sunrise with our 2.0s, you know, doing activities and a little bit of a watered down gloom. We try to make it fun, but it's just a lot of fun there. And then obviously fellowship, there's tons of fellowship all weekend long. And then Sunday morning we do have a small service geared towards children there as well. So we try to weave all three of the F's in from the camp experience itself.
Yeah, that's been great. Yeah, the workout series is just so much fun in the morning, and we've kind of played on the time a little bit because we're all used to waking up like really early and hitting the gloom, but like we space it out for the dads on this one, and kind of you get about an hour or something. That's it. But we do a rotating queue, and we kind of it's really fun. I mean, the kids participate. We usually get some FNGs in there, some younger kids, so they get named. That's been kind of cool experience just to say, hey, I got named at Dad's camp. So I mean, that's really neat. Opportunity for them to come in and just kind of show off what we do, right?
Well, last year we ended up getting the opportunity to host 300 people at this camp. We had 100 packs along with 200 2.0, so right around 300 folks. Right now we're about 6 weeks out, and we got about 240 folks signed up. Which is just right on pace of where we were last year. So we feel real good that we're going to hit about the same numbers that we did last year. And the neat thing about this camp is you think 300 people, that's a lot, but the camp is just massive with a lot of grounds, a lot of activity, and you feel like you got the camp to yourself. I mean, there's just a lot of activities, a lot of things to do, all the fun camping stuff. There's paintball, aerial rope courses, a lot of lake activity, tubing, the blob, right? Water slides, slip and slides, the list goes on and on about the activities that are there. And it's just a fun thing to be a part of, again, with the father and their 2.0s. And then we also have grandfathers bringing their grand 2.0s and participating in this as well. And it's just fun to see just everybody coming together as one group.
What would make this year's camp a little bit different than maybe previous years?
Yeah, the biggest thing this year is we were looking at ways of how we can weave in a give back opportunity. And so this year we're partnering with Servants with Hearts. And so they'll be bringing a semi truck coming in. And, while we're having mealtime, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's going to have an opportunity for the father and their children to pack meals for families and children that'll be shipped around the world to feed the hungry. And so it's just a really neat thing and a way to give back. So this year is different. One thing we're going to do is weave that in, which is called Servants with Hearts, as an organization. And I don't have the statistics on my mind, but they make and produce millions of meals for people and ship them all around the world. So that's the thing that we're trying to weave in this year. That's a little bit different than what we've done in the past.
Yeah. And each year as we kind of fine tune it, we ask for feedback. I mean, we ask for, hey, what do you guys want to see differently? I mean, last year we kind of played around with the scheduling of the activities to kind of help out the flow, you would say. And people, they were very well received, and they're like, this is great. Because it kind of cut down on the lines. Previous years, they'd be like, oh, this is activities only open for this window. And that helps us kind of navigate what staff needs that we need from the camp. And that really just, I think it makes people have more fun, right? And you're not, when you're just when you're in a moving state of chaotic fun, and really enjoy it. And then later on, you get to, reap the reward of that. And the movie night is kind of cool, and you can watch it happen naturally as everyone kind of starts to wind down. All the dads just line up their chairs, and they're like, yeah, you go, and you guys chill. So I mean, that's kind of like the end of the Saturday where we're all sitting underneath, the Duke Pavilion, and we're trying to chill and watch a movie. And it's just a great, and that's kind of very community to get everybody together like that. So
it is that movie night at the end is a really neat thing, because we've had 2 days of just activities, and everyone's running around with the heat of the sun, and now the sun's down. It's under a summer night just off the lake in the background. You got this big pavilion with a big screen. Everybody's gathered around, and by the end of the night, there's a lot of fathers carrying their 2.0s back to the cabins because just the kids just get wore out. And speaking of that, what's really cool is we'll have a Slack channel, and on Sunday when fathers are driving home, everyone's taking pictures of their kids because they're just passed out. They're just wore out from the weekend. It's
those are our thank you notes that we get after camp, is that people send people send, we get a combination of that and Lost and Found. Like, have you seen this shirt? And here's my sleeping kids in the back seat.
And speaking of just the evolution, right? We get so many compliments and just what a great experience the camp is and all that, but we're constantly getting feedback and looking for little tweaks. And so we were talking about the scheduling and activity. So one thing we learned is that we want to do the exercise workout before breakfast. One year we did breakfast and then workout. That wasn't good. So we naturally learn as we go, but just general, it's a really, really good experience and a lot of fun for fathers and their 2.0s just spend good quality time together.
I got to ask, any overnight activities?
Yeah. So at the camp, we'll be, everybody will be bunked up. We do try to take requests from folks on trying to put their regions together. So when people sign up, they'll be asking what their regions are, if they want to be bunked up with anybody, and we do the best we can. I was in charge of the cabin assignments last year, and I think I probably edited that thing at least 20 or 30 times, just trying to, it's a constant move because we want to just give everyone the best experiences they can. So everybody will be bunked up in different cabins along the campus there at Camp Thunderbird. The cabins are air conditioned, which is very welcome and needed. The first night, we kick it off with a pizza party kind of night, and then we have fire rings lit up all around the camp. So people are doing s'mores. We did trivia night last year that was really well received. And then Saturday, really, we start, with the workout, then we hit breakfast, and then it is game on, and it is just activity after activity all day long. Obviously, we'll have, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday, breakfast on Sunday. We get a lot of compliments just on the food. The camp does a great job with just their food and beverage and catering and stuff like that. And then one evolution thing we did too is just because you're at camp, you're doing activities, it's hot, and we were going through a lot of just plastic water bottles and cups and stuff. And so what we did from like a sustainability type thing is one piece of swag you get is a F3 Dad Camp logoed water bottle, and then we have hydration stations around. So those are one of the things folks get when they come. And then this year we're really excited. We're partnering with Mud Gear, and Mud Gear's helping us get F3 logoed Dad Camp shirts. And so everybody that signs up, last year was the first year we did shirts, and one of the things we learned is we needed youth sizes.
We need youth sizes.
We messed up last year. So you had these little kids, with small adult smalls on, like they were like dresses running around, with big old shirts on. So this year we're going to have youth sizes on shirts. So again, we evolve every year to try to make the camp experience as best as we can. But yeah, every person's going to get a F3 Mud Gear logo dad shirt with a water bottle that they can fill up at hydration stations around the campus as well.
You mentioned Mud Gear. I just got to give them a shout out for all the support they do for F3 Nation. They run our gear store. There's certainly a little kickback to F3 Nation with the purchases, and they give us some great deals. Right now, I think everybody got the email last Wednesday, but there's a $40 off Mud Gear Speed Ruck boots going on right now, 20% off a seat shield. And I know you boys on the East Coast need that seat shield. That's one thing. Probably doesn't sell, but they could demographically show you where those all go. And 20% off F3 Nation fabric tees available in 2 patriotic styles, USA, for 4th of July. So thank you, Mud Gear, for pitching in and helping out F3 Dad's Camp. What's the farthest a guy's traveled to come to this Dad's Camp? I know there's one out in Seattle as well. Puget Sound, head a little ways, but what's the farthest a guy's come out there?
What was the record? Was Seattle, wasn't it?
Last year, we had a few folks come up from Louisiana, not last year, but the year before. Yeah. We get a lot of folks in the Carolinas, so North, South Carolina, Georgia, a lot. So in Charlotte is more, inland, and we get a lot of people driving from the coast 4 or 5 hours in. But 2 years ago, we did have some folks come up from Louisiana and so forth. But a lot of it's the Southeast is where we're getting folks. But Huckleberry, I do want to go back to Mud Gear. I do want to just say they are great to work with. They've really kind of helped us, from a deal type standpoint, so we can weave in these F3 Dad Camp logoed shirts this year. But the other thing I do want to mention is to get the sizes and the orders right, we do have to cut off, the timing. So camp is on August 15th. And so to get your size and logoed shirt, we do need folks to sign up by July 18th, Friday, July 18th, so we can guarantee your shirt and size. And so that's one thing to think about. We'll allow people to sign up all the way up until dad's camp that literally August 14th, we've had people sign up the day before, but to get a shirt, you got to sign up by July 18th. And we have fathers, folks signing up, last minute. We get a flurry there always at the end, but we're up to 240 folks already. So it's really exciting, and we're on pace to probably hit about 300. And the more people that sign up, the more available we have, more funds we have to open up more activities and stuff at the camp. This is a nonprofit. We're not here to make money on this camp. All the funds go right into the camp. We have like literally 1% to 2% retained earnings that go into the next year in seed for planning purposes and all that. And the Lake Wylie region just is filing for their 501 C3 just from a nonprofit standpoint too. So and we have people kind of don't help us by donating money and some sponsorships as well to support Dad Camp.
Man, I had like 3 questions all lined up ready to go, and I just forgot them all. But if you're watching the YouTube video, I'm going to put some links below that you can check out more information. There'll be a registration link in that. For the guys of you listen on the podcast, where's the best place to go to find this information, to click these links? I can try to put it on there, but they're driving in their car. They can't touch that phone right now. Where's the best place to go to find out more information about this camp?
Couple of options, really. You could actually go to our F3LakeWylie.com website, which is probably the easiest one to go to, is our region website. And there's a link there for Give Butter for Dad's Camp. And you can click on that and go right to Give Butter and sign up.
Yeah, if you go to that website and you go under, there'll be a drop-down menu and called Dad's Camp, and you'll see photos from last year's camp. You'll see videos from last year's camp, and to what Silent Bob said, you'll see the link to sign up to purchase your tickets.
So that is F3LakeWylie.com.
You talked about the activities. Tell me more about the relationship between PAX and his 2.0, and what impact it has on those relationships. What kind of special moments maybe have you seen at these camps that just come out of the experience?
Patience building. No, I'm just kidding. Building patience underneath. I mean, if I'd say, like, one of the things I've seen that really touched me was when you're just naming some of these, FNGs and these kids that had came for the first time, and their parents, their dads loaded them in the car and drove them a couple of hours to this campground and showed them, this is a mass fellowship for what we do together from this multi-region. It's definitely, a convergence of all. And I think that some of the things I've seen is these, thanks, Dad, gratitude. I mean, that's 100% one of the major impact things. And you always want to hear that,
Always.
We love affirmation. We're men. I can't help it. But and getting that affirmation where, when Country mentioned that when they're asleep in the car on the way home, when they wake up at that gas station, they probably say, man, we had a great time. Thanks for taking us. And just having that gratitude that you feel like that you've done something well, that's impact, man. And you can come away from that, and you can be, you can ride on that or soar on that as far as you want to, until next year. And then you come back.
And I think that's it, Silent Bob, too, is there's a little bit of a tradition kind of creating a lot with these PAX and 2.0s where they have a lot of fun and they look forward for it for next year. So this is Dad and I's thing. This is what Dad and I do together, right? We go to this thing every year, and the 2.0s are looking forward to it. I had one PAX tell me that they found out their brother was getting married on August 15th, 16th this year. And when they found out the Dad Camp's there, the kids all said, no, we got to change the date. So he made his brother change his wedding date so the kids could go to Dad's Camp this year. So it becomes a tradition. It's that quality time, just breaking away. Again, I said it once, I'll say it again, from the whirlwind of life and unplugging, getting away from electronics, just getting on a camp, nature, activities, outdoors together, men and their children. And a lot of times people think it's like dad and son. There's a lot of dad and daughters. I bring my daughter to this, and all that. So there's dads and daughters running around as well. So it's not just for sons, it's for daughters as well. Welcome.
And ages too. Like, if someone's asked one time, like, how young can you be? I'm okay. I mean, if you're okay with bringing your 2-year-old, bring your 2-year-old. I mean, they would have a great time. There's plenty. The activities are diverse enough to where, you can supervise and have fun with some of these activities. I mean, if you could get your kid in a kayak or a canoe, there's life jackets provided by the camp. So safety is always a respected issue. And there's so much, even at the, like for example, like the riflery range where we're shooting BB guns and stuff. I mean, your eye protection's there, for you on site, so there's all these different events. There's a hammock forest. I mean, there's hammocks hanging in a bunch of trees. I mean, you just want to go sit and hang underneath the hammock, then you can do that. So, yeah, there's tons of, I guess you would say, less agility, activities for if you're bringing younger kids, it's there for you. I think that's an opportunity to have. And even we're trying to work into where aging out has been an issue here the last year, last couple of years, where they're like, hey, my kid's too old. We're not, we're trying to figure out what that looks like for teens there. We're working on that, and we've got some, we've got some developments that we're working on to kind of incorporate those teenagers back into it. Whether it's like a service issue, bringing in something to where they feel like that they would want to go and enjoy it.
Yeah, that sweet spot for us has been really elementary. So first to like fifth, sixth grade is really that sweet spot. Once they start getting kind of and we have middle schoolers and young high schoolers here as well, but we are looking at how do we weave in some other activities for the tweens and early teens as well. We have paintball and other things, but really that sweet spot is really first to about sixth grade is the sweet spot that we've been focused on. But we are trying to get, like I said, and Silent Bob said, activities for more of the tweens and early teens, just to make sure that they're able to participate as well.
Who helps you guys pull this off? How big is the team behind the scenes that's putting it all together? Just two of you? Is this like an elementary school PTA?
No, not at all. We actually, every year, we have in our F3 Lake Wylie region, we have a committee. Our Nantan sits on that committee, and we have four folks, Silent Bob and myself, Country Roads, were two of the four that are on the planning committee. And so what we try to do is we try to have two people that lead it the first year, and then two people that are more like the understudies, and then the goal is for the folks that lead it that 1 year, they can hand the baton over to the next round, and we kind of keep feeding it that way every year so it can continue.
The leadership development on that one for sure, to where we love this opportunity and it's great, but we also want to groom others to take the success and run with it, and it can only get better from that point, right? Once you set a great foundation to build on, and we've had that for 13 years down there. I've been before. Lake Wylie had the flag, and I enjoyed it, and it was a great time. Other regions have really pulled it off successfully and done a wonderful job. And I think that now it's just kind of like where we're trying to figure out, because it is in our backyard, we do kind of take it to heart. We're trying to figure out what do we do to keep it, or do we pass it? So that's one of the things why we're trying to develop an internal leadership to take the flag and run with it.
That's awesome. If you had one guy who's like, man, I'm 50-50, I'm right on that fence of going or not, what's the one sell? What do you like, man, you're gonna miss this? Why should you go?
The blob.
Is that the big thing in the water that people would...
That's a big thing in the water.
And what's funny is I do think the packs
funny.
or the fathers have more fun on that blob than the 2.0 sometimes. Yeah,
I do too. I mean, I mean, that's funny, but I think really 50-50 is just that it's something worth trying, right? If you've never done it before, then why not?
I've never done it. I'm already excited. Like, I really want to go do it now.
Come on down. I mean, so come on over. I mean, I think that's kind of the opportunity. I mean, yes, there are other dads camps in the nation for sure. Some of them are just simple as an overnight camp, where they go hike into the woods with their parent, with their kids and 2.0s and have a great time. And this is a whole weekend of events, and we're in a camp, a camp setting. So we have that opportunity to use their grounds, to use something that's already established. The banana boats. I mean, the boating and the tubing is probably, that's one thing people love the most, and is just being able to, get towed behind in a boat at, breakneck speeds, and, just kind of experience that whole lake, life that some of us are, enjoy so much. And so, I mean, there were people fishing last year. I watched them fish probably the whole weekend, and I was like, wow, like they came out from events, but every time I'd seen them, they had a hook in the water. So I mean, there's opportunities for that. We don't even list that as activities, you know what I mean? But it's there. I think really, yeah, if I was 50-50, the one thing that would buy me in is just to be able to have that camp weekend again.
I used to work in public education, and teachers would constantly complain about kids not being able to be quiet. They won't stop talking. I was like, have you tried a fishing pole? I'm pretty sure that makes every kid stop talking.
I'd say this, Huckleberry, life goes fast, right? And you're going to blink and your 2.0s are going to be grown up and transitioning into the next chapter of their life. And so capture the moment. This is a great opportunity just to have quality time, fellowship with other highly impactful males they're going to be there in an environment that you can spend with your 2.0, just good quality time, and just capture that moment, this opportunity, because life does go fast.
I love that. Yes,
I do too. I can't follow that up.
Amen.
All right. Well, thank you. I think it's going to be a great event. Super excited for you. Super excited for the opportunity. Thank you guys so much for putting this on and developing, the opportunities to spend time with your kids. You're right that we're on borrowed time. All right. Anything you got? We're on the horn. We got the live mic to F3 Nation. You guys got any questions? You want to say anything? What you got?
Can
anything?
I get some 8Cs to Dad's camp? Let's go.
248. That's pretty impressive.
Our goal is to hit that 300 mark without a doubt, and actually maybe even go over a little bit. But I'll just say again, just as we close out, again, Huckleberry, thank you for having us on.
Yes.
August
Anytime.
15th, 16th, and 17th. Please sign up, and Silent Bob's going to rattle off our website right now that you can go in and sign up. So, Silent Bob, over to you, sir.
All right, you go to f3lakewylie.com. There's a link for Dad's camp. It takes you right to Give Butter. There's videos. There's all this information. If you need to know more, you can contact us. We are actually on Slack now at f3dadscamp2025.slack.com. So we've got some comms up for you guys. Other than that, you're welcome to reach out to f3dadscamp@gmail.com. That F3, what is it? This is F3LW, right? I get that right?
I think it is. It is.
That's right.
Huckleberry's going to put it in the text here.
Put the captions below as well as
So if you have questions you want to reach out to us, personally, then we can answer anything that you have for sure.
Brothers, Country Roads, Silent Bob, thank you so much for coming on today. I'm going to hit a couple buttons, play some music, and hang on tight.